What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Let's get into this Mickey Loomis sound, then we can move on from the Saints for today. Let's just go down the list here. This is Loomis 1, talking about how they have the right people in the building.
I believe with all my heart we got the right people in the building. I know we do. There's too many other things that are good signs. I mean, we're 12th in the league on offense. We just had a game where we had 444 yards. We had 5 trips into the red zone. We're in the top 10 in our league in trips to into the red zone. So it's hard to score if you're not getting into the scoring area. We're getting into the scoring area. And historically, we've done a good job in that area for lots of different reasons, lots of different variables. We're not doing that as well this year, and yet I think we can.
Yeah, historically, you've done well in that area because you had Drew Brees and Sean Payton. I mean, what are we talking about? Also, like, if you're saying you have the right people, and then you're only, and then you want to rattle off all these positive statistics, why does only the positive statistics correlate to the right people? Are the right people also not responsible for the negative statistics? Like what, the right people, when it's good, it's because of the right people, but when it's bad, it's because of some sort of outside influence. And I'm sure you would say, no, what I'm saying is that it's fixable. Well, you're 12 games in, though. You're 12 games in. And for Carr, this is now a 2-year sample size of struggles when it comes to that area of the field. So I don't know that I believe you. That it is fixable. Is he saying, like, we have the right people for this year and we can't go out and just, in the middle of the season change things up? Okay, sure, whatever. But if this is a belief that how this team is actually constructed right now will ever lead to long-term success in the NFL, that feels insane. I also did run across the street, Mario. You texted that to the group, huh? Of Michael Thomas?
Yeah. The now deleted tweet.
So what article was that? Somebody was mentioning that Carr made the perfect read on the pick six, and Mike Thomas responded, LOL, did he?
Yeah, it was just on Twitter. I think it was just an interaction with a fan. And
yeah, no, I know. I'm saying, but it was highlighted. It doesn't matter. It was highlighted in an article. Yeah.
NOLA.com.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks. And he also had the tweet about Kobe Bryant a couple weeks ago that looked like a subtweet to Derek Carr.
What did it say? I don't remember.
He
that
was
one.
basically, and maybe we could pull it up, but Derek Carr over the years has quoted Kobe Bryant a lot, talks about he respects him, and Mike tweeted out basically, you're not Kobe Bryant to any of us, not even close. Like, not naming who it was about, but it seemed to be about Carr.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, look, that's now, people get upset with me for taking the Lord's name in vain. I understand that. But if you're Derek Carr, you can't go around acting like, the Mamba. Or you can't, like, at a certain point, if you don't have any of that Mamba mentality, you think if Kobe Bryant was an NFL quarterback, he'd be bad in the red zone, this wouldn't even be at his best. Like, the Mamba mentality is finding a way to finish in the end zone. So Mickey Loomis says they got the right people. And this comes from Saints Hour with Mike House and WWL.
He brought the people in.
Yeah, maybe a biased opinion, right?
Yeah, I brought the right people in.
This is Loomis 2, and this is that history, him claiming that history is on the same side when it comes to struggles that they're going through currently.
If we're going to accomplish the things we want to accomplish, we've got to get over that. And look, we have a history of doing that. I mean, we've had 17 years, I think it is, a string of 17 years up through last year of being over 50% conversion rate in the TDs in the red zone. And look, we're calling a lot of the same plays, and we're just not finishing that off. We need to do that.
I don't even really know where to begin. Well, the 17 years calling the same plays is probably one of maybe the issues, and I know that's not really what he's saying. He's not saying that, but it's also not the issue when you look at how behind the times Pete Carmichael does feel.
You can't look.
And why does he
can't
keeps
do that?
Well, also, like, okay, if we're having our big fear is that the Saints are desperately holding on to the Brees Payton era, something that is clearly gone, and yet everything Mickey Loomis says goes back to a point of reference. Well, look, we were successful in the past with it, but again, You had Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Sean Payton has the Broncos with a winning record and Russell Wilson's career reinvigorated. Drew Brees is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback that owns multiple NFL records. Derek Carr's been a middle of the pack to, how I used to argue coming into this year, maybe like 12th, 13th best quarterback in the NFL. They didn't know a Hall of Famer. They made a couple Pro Bowls, so, it's nice. It's nice. It's great. It's good or whatever. But, like, my point is, I can't fall back. I can't believe that you falling back on your 17 years with a Hall of Fame quarterback is going to mean anything to this team.
No. You had, Graham in his heyday. Like, you had Jimmy Graham when he was like the best red zone option in the NFL. And Marcus Colston, right? You had, we could continue to drop names. Like, you had Reggie Bush at a time, who was like the ultimate cheat code where you could be like, this team's not that team, right? 5 years ago is not the same team. Hell, 2 years ago it's not the same team. The NFL is forever changing.
Yeah.
Now, Saints holding on to the past, maybe not minus the maybe, just holding on to the past more than they should, but you can't throw that out there and expect someone to buy that and be like, oh, you know what? You're right. No. There's no, like, all the names that we just listed, they're not there. Like, the only one that's still there from those times is Pete Carmichael. And when he was there, outside of 1 year where Sean Payton was suspended, he wasn't calling the plays. So just because you have the same play sheet, T-Bob, if you and I have the same play sheet in front of us, it can have 25 plays on it. We're going to call them in a different manner.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, we're going to call things that we think are going to work. So, like, yeah, you can be calling the same things. It's the same offense. It doesn't mean you're going to call the right play in the right moment. That's all about being, the play caller that we're talking about.
No, calling plays is a skill set in and of itself. And then finally, here is Loomis 3 on the Saints' defensive performance this year.
We've had, a number of games that we played really, really well. We've had a few games that we haven't played as well. And yet, one thing we have continued to do different than past years is we've taken the ball away. I think we're at, if I recall, we're at 14 interceptions. I mean, that's a fantastic number. We're +6 as I said in the takeaway turnover ratio. That there's a lot of winning football being played, and yet we're doing some things that keep us from winning. And so we've got to focus on that and correct it.
So you say you got to focus on and correct it, but nobody seems to actually want to say what the problems are or take accountability for those problems or admit that maybe changes need to be made.
They weren't going to tell you. Derek Carr said we're not going to tell you.
Yeah, that was just such a frustrated BS answer. Like, again, Nick's not asking you for, like, what game plan wrinkles are you throwing in against the Lions this week to try to overcome. He's just asking you why you suck so badly in the red zone. And all you got to say is because I'm making the wrong decisions and I have to get it corrected. It's inexcusable. But I don't know if but that's the problem. Does Derek Carr really believe that? He doesn't want to pay lip service to it. Like, and that's even thing. Most of the guys will just say that and not believe it and still be like, my O-line sucks, or like Bates shouldn't have been there, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe he's just a little too honest in that he won't even just lie and be like, yeah, it's on me, but not really. Like, to me, it feels like I don't think he does believe that he is the issue inside the red zone.
That's probably fair.
And obviously, Mickey doesn't believe that the team that he had constructed is at any fault right now. But again, let's also be clear of this, and this feels good. It feels cathartic. This is also one of those moments you reach in the NFL season where everything's so bad that almost anything that they answer about criticism, if they try to keep it positive, is going to just cause more anger among us. So that is an element of what you're seeing. But even within, like, even understanding that dynamic, I still feel as if these answers leave a lot to be desired for Saints fans.
They absolutely do, because it's just a whole lot of nothing and a whole lot of going back in the history when you're not allowed to do that and make me feel better about the situation.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.